All right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
All right, give us 1 second. Check the feed. If y'all see it before I do.
Yeah, we good.
We good? Okay, Con. All right, shalom. All right, before we get started with this lesson, we want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. All right, and peace and salutation to the elect that's out here laboring in all truth and sincerity. To you, we say shalom. All right, it's the
Shalom.
brother here from Great Millstone, Charlotte, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. And pretty much in this lesson, as you see the title, okay, the X-Men were inspired by the Israelites. Now, we use the X-Men as an example, but we know that all these superhero movies, all these animes, these cartoons like Avatar and things like this, the inspiration from these different shows and movies that Hollywood, creates, they get their inspiration from the scriptures, man. Because ultimately, their inspiration is drawn from the exploits of the Israelites, man. Okay, which is our history. All right, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. That is our history. That's why they don't want to teach you truly about the scriptures, because then you knew the capabilities that we once possessed as the children of Israel. All right, well, it's like as the children of God, the sons of God. All right, you would know why this devil truly fears you, man. All right, so you know, uh, before we get into the scriptures, we want to play a few videos, and then just let the spirit do what it do. So without further ado, is it playing?
La. Let me see what's going on. Try it once more.
Hold on.
Hang on. Let me go ahead and remove it and then add it back.
Okay, Salakia. It was just working before we cut the camera on, man. That's Satan.
Yes, indeed. All right. Try once more.
All right.
X-Men are based on real black civil rights activists? X-Men comics and superheroes were created by Stan Lee and Marvel. In the X-Men world and Marvel universe, mutants are humans who are born with super abilities. They're superhumans. The X-Men are mutants who fight for equality and peace between regular humans and other mutants. The X-Men represent civil rights activists. The leader of the X-Men, Charles Xavier, known as Professor X, was modeled after Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Mutants are hated by regular humans, but Professor X had a vision of mutants and humans living together harmoniously and peacefully, but he taught the mutants to control their powers. Just like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., there were those who opposed Professor X's way of thinking. Meet Magneto, the Marvel character Stan Lee created based on Malcolm X. Magneto, unlike Professor X, believed mutants should live exactly the way they are by any means necessary. There is a such thing as a real-life superhero. It's an activist.
All right. And just to substantiate this, because Esau has his fact checkers all on Google that denied his claim, but this actually came out of Stan Lee's own mouth, man. All right, and we have an article to back it up, but we're gonna play the video first before we get into the article. So, 1 second. They're doing the same thing.
So, okay. Give me 1 second.
You good?
Men are all different from average humans, and because they're that different, the general public
Hey, Baba Kashak, can you
hates
start it from
them,
the beginning again?
hounds them, harasses. The X-Men are all different from average humans, and because they're that different, the general public hates them, hounds them, harasses them, fears them, And again, when I used to do a lot of college lecturing, so many of the students would get up and say, we feel that the anti bigotry message of the X-Men is a very strong one.
All right, and then pull up the article.
Okay.
Because as you can see, the correlations that pretty much, he is using to base his story, off of Jake, pretty much, man. And like I said, this is, we can prove it through, fact. Esau said this because when you go into Stan Lee, first of all, Stan Lee was a small hat, man. I forgot his full name, but Stan Lee is just short because a lot of these small hats, when they came over here to America, they had to change their name, all right, so they could keep from being persecuted, all right. So one of y'all can read it, doesn't matter.
This is from the history.com. It says how Stan Lee's X-Men were inspired by real-life civil rights heroes. It goes on to say, it's impossible to imagine American pop culture without Spider-Man or the Hulk, or thanks to a decade's worth of mega blockbuster films, Iron Man, Thor, Doctor Strange, and Ant-Man. These stories, all co-creations of Marvel Comics impresario Stan Lee, who died November 12, 2018 at 95, were swashbuckling adventures with a human bent. The characters weren't all powerful. They felt pain, anguish, regret. They won, but also lost. And many of them were informed by the civil rights struggles of the 1960s.
Right, and we can just, stop it right there. You can read the rest of the article. But like I said, these superheroes were pretty much inspired off of Jake, man. All right. And when we say Jake, we mean you Israelites, man. Because a lot of when you go into, some of the X-Men's abilities, like I said, they drew that inspiration from the scriptures. And not only the X-Men, you got DC Comics, all right, like I said, Dragon Ball Z, Avatar, all these different, superheroes that we watch. We grew up on Superman, different ones. They were inspired by the scriptures, and we got examples to show you where they drew this inspiration from. All right, you got something that you want to get out?
La.
All right, Con. So we'll go ahead and hop into the scriptures.
Con.
You want that Second Kings first?
Baba Pasha.
This is 2 Kings chapter 1 and verse 10. And Elijah answered and said to the captain of 50, if I be a man of the Most High, then let fire come down from heaven and consume thee and thy 50. And there came down fire from heaven and consumed him and his 50.
Right. So Elijah had the power to call down fire from heaven. All right. And when you go into, these shows and movies, you see, characters with this ability. Like when you get into like X-Men, you have that character Pyro, who was able to pretty much control fire, man. You have like an Avatar. All right, he was able to pretty much, control the element of fire. And these are just, the examples to show you where they getting these ideas from, man. Because like we said, Esau, he's the basis of men. He's not creative. All right, all his stuff that he pretty much stole the ideas and inspiration from other people, but specifically the Israelites, man. All right. So go ahead with the 1 Kings, the other one.
God, this is the book, 1 Kings chapter 18 in verse 46. It says, and the hand of the Lord Yahweh was on Elijah, and he girded up his loins and ran before Ahab to the entrance of Jezreel.
Right. So when you reading the context of this story, pretty much, Elijah had he was pretty much running, and the Ahab, he had his horses that was pretty much carrying him to his destination. Elijah outran his horses, man, which is where you get the concept of like Flash, Quicksilver, Sonic, and these different characters. All right. So super speed, all right, is in the scriptures, man. All right.
God, may I read the verse before just to add that context?
Go ahead.
1 Kings 18 and verse 45. It says, matter of fact, I started 44, and it says, it came to pass at the 7th time that he said, behold, there ariseth a little cloud out of the sea, like a man's hand. And he said, go up, say unto Ahab, prepare thy chariot and get thee down, that the rain stopped thee not. And it came to pass in the meanwhile that the heaven was black with clouds and wind, and there was a great rain. And Ahab rode and went to Jezreel. Verse 46, reading again. And the hand of the Lord Yahweh was on Elijah, and he girded up his loins and ran before Ahab to the entrance of Jezreel.
Right. So the Lord had given these men spiritual powers to perform these great feats that we're reading about, man. And these things happened, all right, for you non-believers out there, man, because spiritual power, all right, was accessible to us back then, and that's going to be made accessible to us again in the coming time that we're entering into, man. All right.
Yep.
So we're just going to get a few more examples. You know, when you want to get yours, you know, feel free to jump in. But
God, if I may add a point right fast, you know, the elders and apostles, you know, often make mention of the fact that when us waking up to this gospel and receiving this word is an act of spiritual power, man.
It
know, having the receiving of the Holy Spirit to now dwell in these earthen vessels is a power within itself, man. The fact that we're able to confound these strongholds through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, that in itself is power, right? You think about the character from X-Men. What was the guy that was like he was like a telepath?
Professor X.
Professor X. Professor X had an understanding of various different things. He was extremely intelligent, right? You know, through the spirit, when we receive this unction from on high, our intelligence spikes. It goes up higher than it's ever gone before because we're now dwelling with extraordinary wisdom in ordinary vessels, man. We're ordinary men that have extraordinary wisdom.
Yeah. Hey, and I believe that's what X-Men actually stand for, extraordinary men.
Mm-hmm.
All right, which is funny because when you look at their symbol, all right, it's the Hebrew character Ta.
Ta.
You know, Ta Salaki. Well, it looks like Ta, but it's Ta, you know, because it's the circle with the X in it. But yeah, you can say Ta.
Yep, you're right.
You know, but you know, you mentioned Professor Salaki, Professor X. But you also had a character, Jean Grey, who was like Professor X, but her powers far exceeded his, man. Because as you know, if you're familiar with how her character operated, pretty much, you know, her power grew to where she started out as a telepath, but then as she began to get stronger, her powers pretty much, you know, like I said, they transcended Professor X's to where she became, you know, Dark Phoenix, where she pretty much was like a god, man, where nobody could stop her. You know, and that's essentially what's going to happen to the men of the elect, man. You know, the Lord is going to expand the power that we have now to where we're going to literally become gods, man. You know, so we're going to get a few more examples. So, somebody want to hold Psalms 18 and 29 and read verse 29, then jump down to verse 34, and then you want to get your example in Joshua, Tazwan?
Khan, I'll grab it right quick.
Khan.
This is the book of Joshua, Joshua chapter 10 and verse 9. I'll start at verse 9, the point. Or matter of fact, I'll start at 8. It says, And the Lord Yahweh said unto Joshua, Fear them not, for I have delivered them into thine hand. There shall not a man of them stand before thee. And through the Spirit, right, this is what the Lord is telling his men, okay, to stand firm in the face of adversity. Psalms 94 and 16, roughly paraphrasing, tells us it says, Who will stand up for me against the evildoers and the workers of iniquity? So the Lord has set up men that will stand firm against the face of adversity. Okay. Verse 9, Joshua therefore came unto them suddenly and went up from Gilgal all night. And the Lord Yahweh discomfited them before Israel and slew them with a great slaughter at Gibeon, and chased them along the way that goeth up to Beth-horon, and smote them to Ezekah and unto Mekkedah. And it came to pass as they fled from before Israel and were in the going down to Beth-horon, that the Lord Yahweh cast down great stones from heaven upon them unto Ezekah, and they died. They were more which died with hailstone than they whom the children of Israel slew with the sword. Okay, so here Joshua has received favor from on high from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai to pretty much be defended against their enemies, man. Right? But now the point is in verse 12, it says, Then spake Joshua to the Lord Yahweh in the day when the Lord Yahweh delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, Son, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. So you literally had Joshua have the power to literally make the sun and the moon cease and stop where they were. Okay.
Mhm.
It goes
That's
on.
on some like Doctor Strange shit, man. You know, well, on the right hand side, we know Doctor Strange was a witch, but still, like I said, the inspiration they get it from the Bible, man.
Right. This is literal power right here, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is not this written in the book of Jasher? So the sun should still, pardon me. So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven, and has not to go down about a whole day. So think about that. The sun didn't set the whole day, 24 hours. You probably had them Amorites bugging the fuck out, like, what the hell is going on?
God. Hey, we're gonna have that ability, man. Because it
Yep.
tells it's another scripture. Go ahead, bro.
I just want to get this last verse right quick.
Mm-hmm.
It says, and there was no day like that before it or after it, that the Lord Yahweh hearkened unto the voice of man. For the Lord Yahweh fought for Israel. Okay. Because again, through the spiritual power that we receive, it is not of us. It's through Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai that strengthens us, that provides us our power. Okay, that is why he is our God. Okay, because the word God is just another word for power.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to. It's yeah, because you talk about how we pretty much gonna have control over the elements. You know, we're gonna be able to stop time and all that. Hey, we're gonna have power over the spirit in that day, man. Just like how Yahweh had that power. But I just want to add to what you were saying about having that power over the elements, because like you said, we're gonna be able to stop the sun and the moon, and we're gonna be able to make it not rain if we chose to, man. Just to show you that this is Zechariah 14 and 17, and it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall there be no rain. Okay? Because in the kingdom, we know that all the nations are going to have to come and pay tribute to the nation of Israel. And to the nation that doesn't do that, hey, we're going to have the ability to put you in a drought, man. All right? So just showing that point. So it says, and if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be a plague wherewith the Lord will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the feast of the tabernacles, man. All right, so just bringing forth the point, man. All right, we're gonna have full control over the elements in that day, man. All right, and Esau knows that this power is coming. All right, so you got it.
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 18, and verse 29. For by thee I have run through a troop, and by my power have I leaped over a wall.
Now we know this is King David speaking, man. Okay, hey, King David was mowing through people, man. All right, him and his mighty men. All right, they were like they were an unstoppable force that would just run through the heathen, man. And like I said, he had the power to pretty much leap over a wall. All right, go ahead, jump down to verse 34.
Okay. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken in mine arms.
Right, so he was so strong that he was able to bend steel like it was nothing, man. Okay, this is why they when they talk about Superman, all right, a lot of Superman's qualities they get, from King David. Like I said, he was able to hop over a building in a single bound. All right, that's why they call him the Man of Steel, because he was pretty much impenetrable body. All right, bullets would bounce off of him. He could bend steel like it was a balloon animal. That power, it was once the Israelites, man. Okay, so I got this example just dealing with Samson. All right, and the whole St. John 14 and 12, and then we're gonna segue. So this is dealing with Samson. All right, this is
It's a lot.
Go ahead.
Just going into David's mighty men, right? There's a story that goes into Abishai and Ashiel, right? The brothers of Joab. And Ashiel, it says here in 2 Samuel 2:17, well, it says, starting 18, it says, and there were 3 sons of Zariah. There were Joab, Abishai, and Ashiel was light of foot as a wild roe, right? And he pretty much went to pursue after Abner after he had fled the battle after they had lost, man. You know, so when the leading general would run away or ride away on his horse, this man was able to run down that horse, right? Now he ended up being put to death as a result, but it just showed you, the power that these men had at that time, man.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we were putting motherfuckers to flight, man. All right? That's why when you watch movies like Avengers, hey, it was a couple men that was slaying armies, man. All right. Matter of fact, get that in Leviticus 20. What was that 26 and 8? I believe. Yeah, Leviticus 26 and 8. Hey, it was bad, man, because the Spirit of the Lord. Because understand, we weren't doing these things of our own power, man. As you see a reoccurring theme, it said that how the Spirit of the Lord was with these men. All right, the Lord was giving these men the ability to do these things, man. That's what makes us a special people, because the power of the universe is our power, and He deals directly with us, man. Okay.
Okay. That's Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 8. And 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight, and your enemies shall fall before you by the sword.
And that's what the mighty men of King David was doing, man. All right, straight thrashing people, man. Okay, and that even happened with Samson. All right, which I'm about to read real quick. This is Judges 15 and 14. Because matter of fact, dealing with the mighty men, you had, I forget the one his name, who pretty much I think he slew a lion, I think with a bone too, if I got the story correct. It's different. You can go through all that whole chapter, man. Just go into the different feats. All right, you had the one mighty man that slew 2 lion-like men of Ammon, I believe. We was getting busy, man. All right, and guess what? The house of David is back. All right, and we're gonna get that power again. Okay. So this is dealing with Samson. So this is Judges 15 and 14. It says, and when he came unto Leah, the Philistines shouted against him, and the Spirit of the Lord, see, I keep saying the Spirit of the Lord, came mightily upon him, and the cords that were upon his arms became as flax that was burnt with fire, and his bands loosed from off his hands. All right, so when the Spirit came into Samson, he pretty much was able to, tear away his bands like they were nothing, man. Okay. It says, and he found a new jawbone of an ass, and put forth his hand, and took it, and slew 1,000 men therewith. And Samson said, with the jawbone of an ass, heaps upon heaps, with the jaw of an ass have I slain 1,000 men. Now you gotta think about this. Samson killed thousands of people with a bone, man. Not a sword, not no type of, with a bone. You know how you hit a sword against a bone, that bone's gonna break. He was able to slay thousands of men with the jawbone of a donkey, man.
Right.
All right, that shows you that the Lord was with Samson, man. Just like the Lord was with all these different examples that we're getting. All right, to show you, Hollywood gets their inspiration for these superhero movies from the scriptures, man, because this is our history. A good point that was made from one of the elders. This is why when they teach you the Bible, they don't talk about the Old Testament. They give you the New Testament because they don't want you to know the things that we were able to do back then, man. Right. And the best part about this, okay, when we have, the subject of our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and the Lord was doing all type of miracles, man. All right, He was healing, He was raising from the dead, He was able to teleport, and he was able to change His face, His whole appearance. All right, the Lord was doing great things, man. We know He turned water to wine. He had complete control over the elements, man. Could walk on water. All right, you got that John 14:12 Bible shop.
I do got that, but I also got that precept that you made reference to the man of the house of David that slew the men of Moab.
Oh, go ahead. You can get that one.
This is 2 Samuel chapter 23 and verse 20. It says, and Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man of Kabzeel, who had done many acts, he slew 2 lion-like men of Moab.
Mm-hmm.
He went down also and slew a lion in the midst of a pit in time of snow.
See? Hey, we was getting busy, man.
Mhm.
You know? And nobody could touch us.
I got a little bit more here. Verse 21. It says, and he slew an Egyptian, a goodly man, and the Egyptian had a spear in his hand. But he went down to him with a staff and plucked the spear out of the Egyptian hand and slew him with his own spear.
Bro, he jacked his shit and killed him with his own weapon, man. Hey, that's bad right there, man.
Hey, when you read in Chronicles, it talks about how that spear was the size of a weaver's beam, which is pretty much
shit is huge.
Yeah, it's huge. I don't even know how to explain how big it is, but
because we looked into that when we were going through Samuel. Like when you actually look up those spears, those ancient spears, like that's like longer than your body. Yeah, it's like a flagpole.
Mm-hmm. That shows you the strength that we had too, man. Because as we know, men were bigger back then. They were stronger, you know. But we were on a whole other level, though, man. All right, over the rest of the heathen, man. Why? Because we're the chosen people of the Most High, man.
Right. God, I got one real quick. This is First Chronicles 11 and verse 11. It reads, I'll read in the NLT. It says, here is the record of David's mightiest warriors. The first was Jashobeam, the Hakamonite, who was leader of the 3, the mightiest warriors among David's men. He once used his spear to kill 300 enemy warriors in a single battle. You know, so this is the extent, right, of the power that the Lord had given to these men. You know, it goes on to say there are other tales of other men who killed 300 men, you know, in single battles, man. Like it was a regular occurring thing. Man. I'm sure the Bible wouldn't be you wouldn't have a long enough chapters, right, to go into the feast that these men had done, man. You know, it's like these are the notable ones.
Hey, what that reminds you of? That reminds you when I believe that was the second Matrix when Neo was beating up all the damn agents. You know,
right.
That's like I said, man. They know where they getting this stuff from, man. These Edomite directors, they are not creative, man. All right, but I got one more to add to what you were saying. I got 2 actually, just further on that point. It's Deuteronomy 32 and 30. How shall 1 chase 1,000 and 2 put 10,000 to flight, except their rock had sold them, and the Lord has shut them up? So, one man is going to have the power to put 1,000 to flight, man. And that's like I said, that power is coming back, and that's why these damn devils like Vocab, they mock us when they hear us talking about how we're gonna be flipping tanks over, we're gonna be flying. You know, they hear 144,000 Brightburns, man. They mock at that because they don't think that power is actually coming, man. But we're gonna be able to do that. All right, we're gonna. Hey, every brother is gonna have the ability like Juggernaut, man. You know, from X-Men. Right. You know who Juggernaut is, man. All right, just running through shit, man. All right, Cyclops. All right, Apocalypse. Hey, the super villains, they great too, man. You know, like I said, on both sides of the spectrum, we're gonna be literally gods, man. All right, one more before we corner off. Joshua 23 and 10. It said, 1 man of you shall chase 1,000, for the Lord your God, He it is that fighteth for you, as He has promised you, man. So just backing the brother up. All right, we're gonna be able to put these people to flight, man. All right, and it's not gonna take many, but like I was, going back, all these things that we're reading about, we're gonna be able to do this and more. You know, like I said, Yahushua being the greatest example of all the things that he was able to do, and the message that he told us before he left. We're about to read. It shows you what to expect. All right, because I know, personally speaking, whenever I came into the truth, hearing that spiritual power is real, and that was a faith booster because I know every single Jake child, when we were young, man, used to act like you had superpowers, man, because spiritually that was in us, man. You can go ahead and get that, bro.
You want to John 14 and 12?
Bible Kashah.
God. It's the book of John, chapter 14 and verse 12. Red letter Yahushua speaking. It says, Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father.
Right. So Yahushua told us that, look, all the great works that we read about that he was able to do, all right, it said that we was going to be able to do that and greater. And the scriptures also say that, you know, the miracles that Yahushua did was so many that they weren't able to write everything down because it just wouldn't be enough pages, man. The Lord was doing a lot of things, man. But at the end of the day, he said we're going to be able to do these things because we are literally gods, man. You know? And the proof of that, this is Psalms 82 and 6. It says, I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. Okay? So we are literally gods, man. And Yahushua reiterated that, all right, because I'll get that real quick just to further that. Because like I said, only a God is going to be able to have this ability, man. All right? So this is St. John 10 and 34. It says, Yahushua answered them, is it not written in your law, I said, ye are gods? All right, so Yahushua is reaffirming to us that, yes, we are gods, man, but back in Psalm 82, all right, it says Psalm 82 and 7. I'll read 6 again and get to 7. It says, I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High, but ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. And the reason that we die is because we are subject to sin in these bodies, man. All right, because as we know, could you get Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 22 and 23? And Baba Kashad, could you put that the screenshot up?
God.
Because like I said, man, we are gods, but we die like men because hey, we sinned against the Heavenly Father, and we know that the penalty of breaking the law, all right, the penalty of sin is death, man. You know, and that's why we die, all right. And this devil, he takes advantage of that, man. Okay, because in America, really since he came back into the power, see, honestly, Esau has made it a mission to try to destroy us more and more and more, all right. Which is why you see when you come into this world, all right, you get hit with all type of jabs. The food is poison. Everything is all centered around continually to make you fall. That's why in Psalms it tells you how Psalm 62 and 4 tells you how he has pretty much made it to where we are cast down from our excellency, man. He doesn't want us to be even close to getting back to that godhood, man. All right. But then makes all these movies to show us what we're going to get. Like one of my favorites is Lucy. Because in that movie, Lucy with Scarlett Johansson, they show you that when the Lord unlocks 100% of our brain again, like we had, all right, at one point, we are literally going to be become as gods now. That's why when they tell you about the power of the human brain, they say we only use, I believe it was like, 5 to 10% of our brain power, all right? And as you watch that movie, the more that her brain was being unlocked, man, she was gaining spiritual power, man, until when she became 100% unlocked, she pretty much became a god, man.
Priest,
Yeah,
can you send that link once more? The link isn't working.
All right, hold on. If y'all got something, y'all can speak real quick, though.
But like you said, Esau spends, all this research, all these millions and billions of dollars, right, to bring Jake down to a state. Like you said, he knows he can't deal with us, at full strength. Him being that base man, him being, violent than the earth, right? He knows that his level, right, is far below us. When we're in our right estate, man, when we're in our right frame of mind, when we're following power, man, right? But when we lose that access, right, when he does these things, like you said, to poison us, right, to lower our vibration, and our frequency with the Lord, man. That's how he can get us down to that level and have that superiority over us, man.
Right. It's all by defilement.
right.
Did you send that?
Yeah, it says sent.
Con. Let me go ahead and throw that up in there.
Matter of fact, since I quoted, I'll read it. One of y'all can break it down. This is Psalms chapter 62, verse 4. It said, they only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Salah.
This is all they talk about, man. Right? All these summit meetings, all these G7s, Bilderberg groups, right? World Economic Forums. The main focus is how do we tear down the Israelites, man? Right? How do we keep them away from their power? Right? How can we ultimately eradicate this group of people, from existence, man? Because they understand that we're in the way of them trying to get the blessing back, which is what their whole MO is, man. Their whole focus right now is to try to regain that blessing, which is not going to happen.
Right. Because you mentioned about, that's all these heathen, talking about at these meetings. All right. Because if you notice, all these heathen have seats, in these meetings, except for who? Jake. Because all these heathens have records of what the Israelites used to do to them, all right, back in prior history, man. So I add to what you're saying. Because what we have on the screen, I'm not going to read it because the video that we used in this video I have, you want to watch it, it's on my page. But the video that's on the screen in the screenshot, all right, was Bill Gates speaking about, how they pretty much figured out that the Israelites possess what they call the God gene, man. All right. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. Like I said, if you want to, get more into that, look on the video that you see on the screen because I don't want to speak on it and get a strike. But this is Psalms 2:1. It says, "Why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain thing?" And the vain thing that these heathen are imagining, all right, is them to destroying the Israelites, man. All right, them totally, eradicating us from the earth. All right, but before they're doing that, they've all came with these different ideas on how to keep Jake from coming back to this godhood that we're speaking about, man. That's why we speak about Esau being the spearhead, but in Psalm 83, it gives you the whole rundown that all these heathen have a play in it. That's why when they come over here to Americas, where they set up shop at, in Jake's neighborhoods, selling Jake poison to keep Jake down, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So it says, the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Because, like I said, they know that when we turn back into our power, all right, because they know sin is our kryptonite, for lack of better words, man. So for us to stay under their control, they have to, keep us in perpetual sin, all right? So this is how they were able to destroy us as the Israelites, man, and keep us in this state that we see our people in now. But that's starting to change because the Spirit of the Lord is starting to come upon his men, which is making Esau afraid because he has done much research, all right, to try to figure out, what is it that's about us, that makes us, so great, man, to where Esau has studied us down to a molecular level, man. All right.
Yep.
You go ahead and get the wisdom song unless y'all have some.
Con. Do you have some?
No, I got that wisdom song.
I got some right quick. This is First Maccabees chapter 5 and verse 1. It said, when the nations round about heard that the altar was built and the sanctuary renewed as before, it displeased them very much. Okay, and right now, in the spirit,
Yep.
right? The third temple is being rebuilt before their eyes, right? In Psalms, I think it's the 51st chapter, I want to believe
Talking about setting the order before their eyes.
Yep, that's correct. Yep, the Lord is setting the house of David in order before the eyes of our enemies, man. First and foremost, starting with Esau, man, and it's displeasing them because of why. As in the time of the Maccabees, right, the order was to pretty much discontinue from our heritage, which put us in oppositions with our power. So the fact that the heathen nations saw that we were starting to return back to our power showed forth that their power was starting to dwindle.
Right. If I may add to that, you're reading Judith 5th chapter, They taught the heathen are pretty much having a council speaking on how, if these people continue away from their power, then they're easily controllable. They can easily be taken over. But once they return, right, they say we advise you not to attack. At least you'll be a reproach among the nations, man, because they know that once we get back with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, there's no stopping us, man.
Yeah. And I wanted to add to what you said, Tazwan, just a quick precept. This is Revelation. You can break it down. Revelation 11:11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they
Right.
stood upon their feet. It's like,
Yep. So after 3 days and a half, that 350-year period where we were void of understanding as to who we were, right? Starting going all the way back to 1619, all the way up to 1969, when you had Abba Bivens come on the scene, John the Baptist, Elijah, and the reincarnation, right? For that whole entire period, our people were in a destitute state of mind, right? But then the breath, the Holy Spirit, entered back into our people, and we stood upon our feet, because without the Spirit of the Lord, we're not living. So once we're dwelling with the Spirit, we're now living beings, okay?
It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Right, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Great fear fell upon the heathen, because these heathen, they were all a part of that crafty council when you read in Psalms, the 83rd chapter, to take away the remembrance of Israel. Okay, and what does the remembrance of Israel coincide with? The people that are abiding by those customs. Okay? Because the scriptures tell us, pursuant to Ezekiel 5:5, Israel is a people before it is a place. Okay, so the fact that Israel was taken out of remembrance, that meant that they weren't even keeping the customs, because the scriptures tell us that Israel was not done away with. Okay, but now the Israelites have returned back to serve their power, and that power is being restored back unto us.
Right.
Which is synonymous with, as we were bringing out examples of the mighty men of the house of David, that, as the brother Priest Samuel had referenced, these small hats that try to diminish the significance of these men, that's coming back to the forefront as well, man. That power, that standard, that order.
Yeah, because as we read in Psalms 2, man, the heathen were able to conquer us, man. All right. They were able to pretty much bring us to this lower state that we see our people in today. All right, through different means such as black culture, rap music, the sad American diet, standard American diet, different things that they have put in front of our people, the war on drugs. Many examples, we'd be here all day, man. But these were tools that were created to destroy us, to keep us from coming back to this state of what we see today of Israel starting to wake up, man. All right. But it was all through the Spirit of the Lord while we were able to come up. All right. Because as I mentioned, all right, the Lord created us to be gods, man. All right. So we weren't never supposed to be in this position, but it had to happen through prophecy's sake. All right, for the story to be fulfilled, man. All right. You can go ahead with that, Wisdom of Solomon.
Okay. So Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 and verse 22. As for the mysteries of the Most High, they knew them not, neither hoped they for the wages of righteousness, nor discerned the reward for blameless souls. For the Most High created man to be immortal, and made him to be an image of his own eternity.
Right. And what's heavy about this chapter, the whole Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 is going into the mindset of the wicked, the Edomites, man. All right. And as we, read this chapter, it goes into how pretty much they did what they did to try to, set up their memorials all over the earth, because they know that it's going to be a point in time where they're going to be taken down and destroyed, man. So what they've done is pretty much, put themselves up as being the gods of the earth. All right. And they have, let it be known that they hate the true Israelites, man, because they know that we are a testament against them. All right. Because here it is, they're trying to establish themselves as God, but they know they can't fully do that because the true Israelites are on the planet. All right. And they know that we're a stumbling block unto them, because, like I said, they're trying to figure out, the different things to establish themselves as God. But through the Israelites being here, we are exposing them to show that they're the devil, man. Okay, because as it says, verse 23, it says, for the Most High created man to be immortal, but it says it made him to be an image of his own eternity. All right, but we know it says, can you read one more verse, Baba Kusha, Salaki?
Wisdom of Solomon 2:24. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world.
Right, and that's the fish out, Salaki.
And they that do hold of his side do find it.
Right, so it says through the envy of the devil, all right, death came into the earth, because we know that when the serpent beguiled Eve, all right, we know the serpent, that's where the Edomite spirit, that's their great ancestor, man. All right, because that wasn't talking about an actual snake. No, that serpent was a witch. All right, when you go into that word serpent, man, all right, he was a warlock, a witch. All right, so he beguiled Eve to sin, and she brought that sin to Adam, which is what made us die, man. All right, so from there, all right, Esau, all right, and his descendants, okay, have made it to where they had a perpetual hatred against the children of Israel, all right, to where their whole MO is to eradicate us, man. All right, which is why the Most High pretty much had it to where these devils, they within the quest to be God, they want to, figure out what it is that makes us gods, man. All right, what makes us so special, man. All right, and that's that screenshot that we had on the screen earlier is one of Esau's reasonings to what makes us tick, man. That God gene. All right, which going into it briefly without saying too much, is pretty much they said is what gives us that religious factor, because they know that's our connection to the Most High, man. Your pineal gland, man. All right, and they have done everything that they can to calcify your pineal gland to weaken that connection with the Heavenly Father, man. All right, so get Jeremiah 8:1 and then 2 Kings 13:20.
Oh, 2 Kings.
Book of Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 1. At that time, said the Lord, they shall bring out the bones of the kings of Judah, and the bones of his princes, and the bones of the priests, and the bones of the prophets, and the bones of the inhabitants of Jerusalem out of their graves.
Right, because we know that Esau, all right, he wants to prove everything, all right, to validate that it's real. Because this devil, all right, he needs a physical proof. All right, so we understand that he has went and studied our people to figure us out all the way down to a molecular level. That's why he knows what foods to give Jake. All right, he knows what particular chemicals and compounds that destroy us. Even to, like I said, when the laws say like certain things, like you're not supposed to mix fabric, all right, you're not supposed to split the seed, all right, you're not supposed to wear a man wearing women's clothing and vice versa. A man sleeping with another man. These things are specifically affect us more than anything, because we're the Lord's chosen people. Down so forth to where even the dietary law, man. All right, they tell you that you can eat whatever you want, because we know that these heathen can eat these certain foods and they not affect them like they affect us, man. All right, because the Most High designed us different, man. All right, even when you go down to our bodies, man, our bodies physically are designed different from, like, for say, like the Edomite body, man. All right, but at the end of the day, they dig our body parts up and research it, because they're trying to figure out what makes us so special, man. Okay, you go ahead.
This is Psalm 64 and 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. So, is what you're saying, right? They spend all this time, their whole every waking moment, right, is them seeking out ways to destroy Israelites, man. To find new ways to separate us from our power, man. Right.
That's right.
And what we're seeing right now is them losing that grip, right? That grasp is loosening, and there are these enchantments that they've had, working for decades, man, right? Hundreds of years, really, are starting to lose their power, man. So they're starting to intensify. That's why we see, the debaucherous nature of Jake, being broadcast at even higher levels, man.
Mm-hmm. Right. And this is why, at certain points, the Most High, he hid, certain of our ancestors' bodies. because, like I said, we were much powerful than how we are now, man. All right, an example of that, like I said, we're about to get in this Second Kings, man. Esau, he wasn't able to find a certain of our ancestors' bodies, man, because they know the power that we possess. The Most High wasn't gonna allow you to have that, man. All right.
This is 2 Kings chapter 13 and verse 20. It says, and Elisha died, and they buried him. And the bands of the Moabites invaded the land at the coming in of the year. And it came to pass, as they were burying a man, that behold, they spied a band of men. And they cast the man into the sepulchre of Elisha. And when the man was let down and touched the bones of Elisha, he revived and stood up on his feet.
Right. So, like I said, that shows how powerful we were as a people, man. Elisha's spirit was long gone, all right, but the power that was just left in his bones alone was able to raise up that man's body when he touched it, man. You know, so the Most High hid certain body. That's why when you go into a lot of these scoffers of the scriptures, man. All right, they'll tell you, guys like Yahweh wasn't real, Moses wasn't real, because if they was real, why is there no body to be found, man? All right, and the reason why that's like that because the Most High didn't want these devils to find those bodies, man, because we knew that if they would have the ability, they will do like we see what you have, what they're called grave robbers, man. All right, which is a sin. You're not supposed to defile a person's resting place, man. You know, but we, like you said, these devils search out iniquity because, hey, these devils, how do you think they were able to find out what bone marrow is, man? All right, they had to dig up bodies, cut open the bones, and go, deep into the cells of the genetic makeup of the body, man.
Right.
All right, these things, if he were able to do that with men such as Yahweh Shah's body, man, ain't no telling what information this dude will be able to extract from that, man. All right. So this is why the Most High didn't allow him, all right, to receive certain revelations, man. All right, because ultimately it wasn't meant for him to know, anyways, man. But just to add to that point, I'm gonna read this real quick. This is Jude 1:9. It says, "Yet Michael the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses, durst not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, the Lord rebuked thee." Right, because we know that the Lord hid the body of Moses, man. To this day, nobody can say where Moses was buried at because the Most High hid his body. All right, just like how the Most High, he rose up when he rose up Yahweh, man. He translated them. That's why he has no burial site, man. Okay, which is why you have a lot of these carnal people out here. They don't believe that Yahweh actually lived because they don't have a physical tomb that they can go and say, okay, he's here. Like for like Buddha, Haile Selassie and these other idols that have been put up, man. They have burial sites, man. That's why a lot of these people cling to those people as real. All right, but they're not the savior. All right, they're not Yahweh man. All right, but like I said, I brought that out just to show you that Esau knows that power is in us, man. Okay, which is why they've done all these different things to try to keep us down, man. Now, Baba Kushad, could you play that video of with the Sentinels, and then bring that article up after that? Now it's a YouTube short on the X-Men, the X-Men robots. Did you get that one?
Yep. Let me pull it up very quick so I can.
You good? Yeah, we ain't gonna use the Joe Rogan one. Like I said, it's cool. You can just have that on your free time.
Pull it up very quick. So
you good?
Sentinels are mutant hunting machines, designed by Dr. Boulevard Trask, a scientist who feared the potential threat of mutants to humanity. Sentinels were created to detect and neutralize mutants, considering them a danger to human society. Over time, they evolved both in design and purpose, becoming a recurring challenge for mutant kind. Sentinels possess incredible technological advancement, equipped with a vast array of weaponry and adaptable abilities that make them formidable opponents to mutants. Their primary power lies in their ability to analyze and replicate mutant powers, making them adaptable and resistant to various attacks. Sentinels lack individuality and emotions,
And you can pause it right there.
fully
I mean, the
fulfilled.
main point was pretty much that when you know the story of the X-Men, the government created the Sentinels, which were these robots, these pretty much AI robots that were able to pretty much track and hunt down and kill off the mutants, which we know that Esau is literally trying to do that now. All right, so we have the articles and different videos that brothers have brought out and done of how Esau has pretty much created these AI robots that they said they are automatically they're programmed to be racist. All right, they're going to be targeting Jake. All right, and pretty much their sole purpose is going to be hunting us down because they know that men with spiritual power are about to be risen up, man. All right, so if we can drop that and then go to the that article.
God.
Like this is serious, man. It's the spirit that while we're doing this, the brothers out in LA, they're going live right now. And the title of their lesson, it says, "Yes, our message sounds sci-fi, but it's true." Because this sounds far out to those that've never heard this before. All right. But at the end of the day, it's in the Bible, man. These things are meant to happen. All right. If they're not true, then why is articles like this, being published, man? Okay. You go ahead.
God. This is from the Western Journal. It says Pentagon scientists weigh creating human super soldiers so deadly they'd eventually have to be terminated.
Mm.
Posted December 25th, 2023. It says top Defense Department scientists plan to create super soldiers modeled after the popular Marvel's characters Captain America and Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Pentagon officials discussed the planned creation of super soldiers for the battlefield in their Inter-Service Industry Training, Simulation, and Education Conference in Orlando on November 29th. Among the topics discussed at the conference were breeding programs, Marvel movies, The Matrix, and the various technologies the Pentagon is researching with the goal of creating a real-life super soldier complete with cybernetic implants and thorny ethical issues surrounding bodily autonomy.
Right, because we know that these soldiers are going to be equipped with that micro C hip, man. All right, what's going to give the government will give Esau, or the government, it's going to give Esau, the elites, full control over these soldiers. And the crazy part about it is this is already being done. Okay, you had Putin come out about 2 years ago and actually say that America already has super soldiers, and you had articles coming out when the whole Russia-Ukraine conflict popped off that they said those super soldiers are already active over there in that war that nobody's speaking about anymore, man. All right, and then America's not the only one that has them. All right, China has super soldiers. All right, Russia has super soldiers. So this thing is an actual, real time thing that's happening right now, man. All right, which is why when we hear these things, it just further cements the fact that we're gonna have to have spiritual power to deal with these things, man. All right, Yahweh Shem Yahushua promised us, according to Isaiah 59, I believe, where it said he was gonna make a standard for us to escape, man. And part of that standard is spiritual power being endowed upon certain men of the elect, man. Because that's the only way we're gonna be able to fight against what's coming, man. All right, all these robot dogs, like I said, you got the robots, the Iron Man suits, man. We're not gonna play the video, but you can look it up on your own. All right, on the Joe Rogan podcast, episode 1827, with this transformer that goes by the name of Christian Beck. All right, he was pretty much he's a transformer that transitioned to a woman, but he worked on what they call the Iron Man project. You could look this up, man. Okay, and it said the Iron Man project was pretty much them building real life Iron Man suits like in the movie, man. Okay, and this thing he said that it's already been complete, so these Iron Man suits are already made and ready to go, man. Understand that the technology that you're witnessing being used in today's climate is old technology. Esau's been working on new shit that he hasn't unleashed yet because he's waiting until the time of the end, which is really the Most High holding it back until these things are being let loose, man. But we know that they're on the horizon, man. Okay.
Right. If I could add, that's why it tells us in the book of Jeremiah 30:7. If I could grab that right fast.
Go ahead. That was next.
Come on. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7, it says, "Alas," which is another word for warning,
Yep.
"for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble." And when you go into that word trouble, it goes into straight, right? A position of difficulty. This is going to be a position of difficulty for the entire nation. Okay. But it says, "But he shall be saved out of it," and the he is the elect. All right.
That's right.
The word of the nation of Israel that were to be afforded grace, all right, and remission of sins to escape the perils that are going to come upon the earth. Now, as the brother priest had made mention of, all of these various technologies that you see out here, Esau is way ahead of these technologies that are at disposal for most of the people in society. That's what's going to cause this time to be so great, because you're literally going to see things that are out of the norm, right, by way of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. And one of those things is Esau giving that charge to come against you Israelites with that sword, man. And that sword isn't going to be what you see out here. That sword isn't going to be your typical assault rifle or pistol. It's going to be what you see on the screen, man. Super soldiers, right? Laser technologies, all type of crazy shit that you're going to be like, damn, I didn't even know he was going like this. Yes, he's about to come crazy.
Bro, that's why in the movies, he's letting you know what's about to happen, man. Like a good example of this, I don't know if y'all seen this movie. It's called Monsters of Men, I believe. It's Monsters of Men, Monsters of Man, something like that. But pretty much in that movie, they show you that they have robots that they send out that was, I forgot what country they was in. They were just mowing down people, man, you know? And at some point, they lost control of robots, of course, and they went crazy and just was killing everybody, man, you know? So these things are not far-fetched. Like Hollywood is letting you know what's happening, or it's like what's going to happen, man. Like I said, the stuff that you're going to be seeing is stuff that you thought you would only see in a Hollywood movie, but it's going to be real life. All right, you're going to be caught up in it, man. A lot of you are going to die by these crazy-ass things that you're seeing, man. Never in your life, a lot of you people would have never thought you would actually see one of them robot dogs in real life walking the streets like what happened in New York about last year. But guess what? Esau has a whole lab of them, man. You have that company, Boston Dynamics, that has all these robots that pretty much are humanoid now, man. Tesla has their own robots, man. So these things are true, which is why we know that spiritual power is coming, man. Because like I said, that's the only way you're going to be able to combat against that, because these things that we're mentioning, they're specifically targeted to you, Jake, man. I want to add to what you read in Jeremiah 30:7. All right, this is 2nd Esdras chapter 16, verse 71. It says, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." Because hey, the true believers, the elect, that's who these devils have these things coming for, man. Along with the rest of you Israelites, man, because we know according to 1 Peter 4:17 that judgment is going to begin at the house of God. But specifically unto the elect is who they bringing this towards, man. Because Esau ain't fearing no nigga with no goddamn, like you said, an AR-15 or a Desert Eagle. Even if you got a whatever type of upgraded gun, man. What the hell you gonna do against a fucking Iron Man suit, man? A super soldier, man. They said that these soldiers, I don't know if it said in the article, but these soldiers don't feel pain. They don't need sleep. You know, they're just totally wired off the that microchip, man.
Right. And if I may add also, as we read in Isaiah, the 10th chapter, the Assyrian being given that charge to a hypocritical nation are you Israelites, man.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is all ordained by the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and nobody can withstand the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. That's why we exhort our people to repent, so that you can have the opportunity of grace in a rigged match. You gotta understand that this is a rigged match. Either you side with the Lord and have favor, or you stand against the Lord and get mowed down in the streets. You lose.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like you said, this is a you're in a lose situation, Jake. Carnally, this is why it's so imperative for you to have faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because when you look at this situation through carnal lens, like I said, it's a lose situation. You ain't getting out of this, man. That's why you got a lot of these people, that live this life like they just don't give a fuck no more, because they got that mentality. Well, we're all gonna die anyway, you know. But the scriptures tell us that not all shall taste of death, man. Okay, because the Lord's gonna stand up for His, man. Which is why, like we said, the spiritual power is coming, man. All right. So we're gonna get into some of that. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So Psalms 110:3 and
I got you.
Jeremiah 16:16.
God. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 110 and verse 3. It says, Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it said, Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, because it's going to come a time where the Lord is going to fully unlock the elect to where we're going to receive spiritual power. Okay? And we're going to, everybody's going to be at the will of the elect in that day, man. Okay? And especially our people, man. All right? For you rebellious women, you 2/3. All right? Hey, all you that mocked us for saying what you call a crazy message like this, y'all niggas watch too much anime. Nigga, this is real. We got full assurance and faith that the Lord is going to unlock us and give us this power, man. Okay? So you can mock and call us crazy all you want, man. We know this is coming, man.
All right. Priest, the quote that says, "They call you crazy when you're right too early."
Ooh, see? So, like I said, it's all fun and games to say that shit now. Because if you notice, like, brothers constantly bring out, Great Millstone is the only group that really speaks on spiritual power, man. You don't hear the other guys go into this, man. Because truthfully, they don't believe in it, man.
Exactly.
And what is the true start of where spiritual power comes from? It comes from the fear of the Lord, man. All right? Which only the elect has true fear of the Lord, man. All right? And, hey, fear and faith are synonymous. So we fear the Lord to know that, look, if we believe in Him, all right, He's going to give us the power to escape all the peril that's coming, man. All right? So certain men are going to be changed, man. You know? You go ahead.
Okay. It's Jeremiah 16 and verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, said the Lord, and they shall fish them.
Mm-hmm.
After I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks.
Right. So the Lord said He was going to send for many fishers, man. All right. And right now we're in fishing season, man. Okay. We're not out here trying to, fight against anybody, man. We're just to teach the word so that the elect can be woke up, man. But we're going to get to a point in time to where a fishing season is going to cease and then hunting season is going to begin, man. To where, like I said, the Lord is going to endow spiritual power upon certain men, all right, to go do damage upon our enemies. And also that goes into the angels. That's going to be setting the standard up for certain men for protection as well. Because according to Psalm 91, all right, the Lord told us that it's certain angels, that He has given charge over us, man. All right, to guide us on our walk, man. All right. So hey, that power is going to be lifted, man. That standard is going to be given, man. You know.
That's right.
So get you got something?
Okay, go.
Y'all have something?
Blah.
All right, go Jeremiah 50 and 19 and 20, and then Isaiah 41 and 15.
Con. And Jeremiah 50 and 19.
Look, 20 is the point. Yeah, go to 20.
Con. Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 20. It
51
says
and 20. 51 and 20. Slack
51 and 20. Con.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 51 and 20. It says, Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war.
Mm-hmm.
For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
Right. So, as we know that the Lord is going to unleash Esau, all right, which is His sword, according to Psalm 17 and 13, all right, to punish the wicked of our people, but to show you the Lord is a balanced power, he's going to unleash his people, all right, which when we are changed into those hunters and we're given that spiritual power, we're going to become the Lord's battle axe. And he said with us, will he break into pieces the nations, man. So we're going to be let loose, all right, to destroy all of our enemies, man. All right, with that power that the Lord is going to give us, man. You know, so that's a part of us being changed, man, is to be able to fully do the will of the Lord, which is to put you nations to flight, like we was reading earlier. Okay, one man is gonna be putting 1,000 to flight, man. Two is gonna be putting 10,000 to flight. We're gonna be getting busy, like in the old days, man. Like I said, the house of David, all right, will be brought back to that form of glory that we once had, and it's gonna be seen while we were feared back then, man. That fear is gonna come upon the rest of the nations. The fear is like they once did, man.
That's right. It's Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 14. Behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor a fire to sit before it.
Con, that was your precept?
Oh, Slack. You said 47 and 14?
Slacky, I said 41 and 15.
Oh, Slack.
Like you good.
My fault. It's Isaiah 41 and 14. Fear not thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel.
Right. So this is why we're not fearing anything that Esau is coming with, man. Because at the end of the day, we know that the Lord is going to be with us, man. All right. And part of, like I said, that promise that he made to us is that he was going to change us. All right. So we're going to, cease from being on defensive mode and we're going to go into offensive mode, man. All right. Continue on.
Can I start up a little bit on this?
Go ahead.
It's Isaiah 41 and 12. Thou shalt seek them and shalt not find them. Even that contend with thee, they that war against thee shall be as nothing and as a thing of naught. For I, the Lord thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee.
Mm-hmm.
Not thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shalt make the hills as chaff.
Right. So like I said, he gonna make us a new threshing instrument having teeth, man. And we know that the teeth is where the power relies at, man. So hey, we're gonna be made strong like of old, like as old, okay? Because example of that power that we're gonna receive, man, this is the book of Micah, chapter 4 and 13. It says, arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thy hooves brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will consecrate their gain unto the Lord, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth. Right. So when you go into this word horn real quick, hold on, give me 1 second. All right, this word horn, I believe it's Quran. All right, it says definition F. It says rays of light. All right, and then when you go into the root word, the same word, it says to send out rays. Now, when you go on the Etymon online and look up that word ray, it says a beam of light. It says light emitted in a given direction from a luminous body. All right, so we're gonna be able to shoot lasers from our eyes, from our mouth, like when you see in these different shows, like I said, Cyclops, Superman, Homelander, Dragon Ball Z. Okay, we're gonna be able to shoot out rays of light, which is, like I said, that concentrated fire, man. All right, spiritual power, man. All right.
And when you go into that word thresh, it goes into to beat severely, man.
Woo! See.
So that spiritual power is going to be used, right, to severely beat, anybody who opposes Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man.
Yep. I'm gonna read this in the NLT since you said that. Micah 4 and 13 NLT. It says, "Rise up and crush the nations, O Jerusalem, saith the Lord." For I will give you iron horns and bronze hoofs, because hey, we know that iron is one of the strongest substances, that can be used, man. All right, one of the strongest pure substances, man. You know, it says, "For I will give you iron horns and bronze hooves, so you can trample many nations to pieces. You will present their stolen riches to the Lord, their wealth to the Lord of all the earth." Because we know when we get that power again, man, we're gonna go throughout the whole earth, putting you nations in subjection and taking back all of our riches you stole from us, man. You know.
That's right.
All right. So we got a few more. So get Luke 10 and 19, and then Isaiah 59 and 17 through 19. I mean, that power is coming, man. And you brothers, hey, you gotta believe that, and you sisters, man, you gotta believe that, man. Because hey, guess what? You sisters in the kingdom of heaven, you gonna have spiritual power too, man. The nation of Israel as a whole, we will be a nation of gods, man. We will be our the men, women, and children will all have spiritual power, man. All right. But on this side right now, all right, in that time, the Lord's gonna give certain men of the elect that spiritual power, man. All right, to go through and do whatever saving or destroying, whatever the Lord's gonna do, man. Okay.
Okay. So Luke chapter 10 and verse 19. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you.
Hey, we're gonna be invincible, man. I
Mm-hmm.
like that show, Invincible. We're gonna be just like Omni Man. All right.
Exactly.
Hey, 144 Omni Men. All right. Unstoppable, man. All right. You nations ain't gonna be able to do shit to us, man. All right. Like I said, and shall no means hurt us, man. All right. Not a scratch, not a bump. All right. We're gonna be totally impenetrable, man. Like let's say Luke Cage, Superman. Hey, we can go all day with the examples, man. All right. We're gonna have power. It says the power we give the power to tread upon serpents and scorpions, man. And we're gonna be fucking you heating up in that day, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because the Lord is gonna give us that power, man, and that's what we're waiting on. All right, you go ahead.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 17. For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and an helmet of salvation upon his head.
Mm-hmm.
And he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak.
Right, because the Lord is going to clothe us with that armor of righteousness, man. All right, which is it's pretty much the symbolic of that power that we're going to receive, that spiritual power, man. All right, but it all centers around the us, coming back unto the Lord and serving Him in truth and sincerity, man. All right, and that's one of the rewards that we're going to receive, man. That armor.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and this armor is synonymous with the armor that was written of in Ephesians, the 6th chapter, for these guys that try to diminish the importance of Paul's writings.
The whole armor.
Mm-hmm. Verse 18. According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay. Fury
Mm-hmm.
to his adversaries.
Now go ahead.
Fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense.
Mm-hmm.
So shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him.
Right. So we're going to be able to repay you devils and the rest of our enemies, including you 2/3 niggas, for all what you have done against us and the Lord. All right. So that the name of the Lord will be respected and feared again in the earth, man. All right. Because like I said, for his elect, as you read in Jeremiah 30:7, all right, he was going to deliver, man. Because they say the Spirit of the Lord is going to lift up a standard against him. When you look up that word standard, it means a way to escape, whether it's teleporting, whether it's a angel. When you actually look up that definition, it says these things, man. So we're not making none of this up, man. The Lord is going to intervene in those times, man. However he may do it. All right, like I said, it may be an angel. He might send a brother with spiritual power, or he might just intervene himself and physically teleport you out that situation, man. You never know, but that's why you gotta have faith in your how about Shem Yahushai, man. All right, be prepared to see many supernatural actions take place. okay? Because that's the spirit of the Lord that we're going to see truly show us. Because if we're seeing all these things in the left hand side of it, we got to speak on the right hand miracle the Lord's going to do for us, man. You know?
May I get a quick precept right fast?
Go ahead.
It's the book of Job, chapter 8 and verse 8. It reads, For I inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers. So when we come back to this truth, one of the things that we come to realize is the great miracles that the Lord has showed toward our foreparents, man. All right, delivering them out of perils, which we're about to enter into the greatest peril of all of our foreparents, to enter into the kingdom. So it's no different from then and now. Okay, the Lord is going to continually make a way for his elect to get out of the situations that they will find themselves in. Because again, the game is rigged. This whole thing is rigged. You have to show forth your faith in Yahweh Shai Shai to escape all of these perils, man. That's the vital importance, man.
That's it, man. And you got to believe that, because otherwise you fuck, man. You know?
That's right.
I got one more. This is Wisdom of Solomon. I got one more too. Somebody hold Isaiah 40 and 31 and Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 7 while I read this. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and 17. It says, He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. All right, as you mentioned earlier, the Lord is going to use the elect, all right, as a tool to bring down, all right, Esau and the rest of these heathen. It says, He shall put on righteousness as a breastplate, and true judgment instead of a helmet. He shall take holiness for an invincible shield. His severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword, and the world shall fight against him. And the world shall fight with him against the unwise. And the world is talking about the elect. All right, shall fight against him. The fight with him against the unwise, which is these Edomites, man. All right. So this is that clash that we've been talking about this whole lesson, man. All right. The elite of Yasharallah, which is the 144,000 versus the elites of Esau, man, and his soldiers, man. Hey, we gonna get busy on you motherfuckers, man. All right, and it's not gonna be like it's not gonna be nice for you, man. All right, we ain't sparing none. All right, we ain't taking no prisoners. It's just gonna be a straight slaughter fest, man. All right, because the vengeance of Yahweh Shem Shai is gonna be put in us, man. Because hey, we hate you devils, and we can be mad all we want, but the Lord, He's gonna put His anger within us, man. All right, and this anger has been festering for centuries, man. All right, because you devils have been evading judgment for a long time, man. All right.
He said he long time holding his peace, man. Yeah.
See? So, like I said, that power's coming, man. You know? And this devil is afraid because he knows that this shit is here. All right? And it's here in a beginning stage with us just teaching, but it's going to soon turn physical, man. All right? So we get these last two and we'll end it.
God, this is Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 31. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength.
Yeah, it says shall renew their strength, man, because that we once had it. All right, and the Lord's gonna give it back once He turns us all the way up, man. All right. Hey, Jake, hey, we are turned down so bad right now, man. These chains of darkness that we have, that we're in right now, which is this flesh, man, has us on a very low vibration, man. But the Lord's gonna turn us up and give us that strength back, though, man. Go ahead.
But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint.
Right. And all those examples of the men of old that we read about at the beginning of the lesson, all right, we're going to get that power back. Okay. Right. We're going to be able to fly. All right. We're going to be able to run like the Flash. All right. Hey, we're going to be able to pretty much, do whatever that your mind can physically think of, man. All right. Like I said, we're going to be fully unlocked in that day, man. Right. And that's what that devil, he fucking fears that, man. Okay.
God, that's what scriptures say. I can do all things, through a Mashiach that strengthens me, man.
That's
right?
it.
He didn't say some things. He didn't say most things. Right? He said all things. Like you said, anything you can imagine, it's possible, with Yahweh Shai, man.
That's it, man. That's why the scriptures tell you there is nothing impossible with the Lord, man. All right. whatever you can think about doing, you're gonna have the ability to do it, man. Because you're gonna be 100% unlocked and let loose, man. Okay, y'all got it.
God. God. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 7, it says, "And in that time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble."
Yeah, man. Hey, we gonna have that power, bro. We're gonna be all over the place, man. Hey, Jake's gonna be all over the world doing all type of works for the Lord, man. Like I said, man, you're gonna be seeing just brothers flying all over all throughout the sky, flipping tanks, all right, putting people to flight, all right. You're gonna see spiritual power being used because, like, one thing that the elders always say when it comes to Jake with the spiritual power, because you see all these videos of Jake, saying how they get the power, they do stupid shit, like drive-bys and all that dumb shit. Hey, when we get that power, we ain't gonna play with it. We're gonna know exactly what to do with it and who to do it to, man. Okay, we're gonna be on a mission at that time, man. Because, like I said, we're gonna be programmed through the Spirit of the Lord to get busy, man. All right. But that's pretty much, Yes, more.
Yeah, I have one more verse.
Go ahead.
Verse 8, "They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever."
Right. It says we're gonna judge the people and have dominion over the world forever. Because, like I said, in the kingdom of heaven, the Israelites are gonna reign supreme. Because who the hell's gonna come up against a God, man? And you got groups talking about after 1,000 years, you got the nation that's gonna rise back up and rebel. That shows you that these people are talking stupid. Because what human in their right mind would dare go to war against a God, man? That's stupid as hell, man.
Niggas won't even dare come against the flesh of the Esau, man.
Right.
Because is Esau not rendered as a god on this planet?
Mm-hmm.
So he's a god just by title, a self-proclaimed title at that. Because he's not shit. All right, but we're gonna literally be gods on earth to where people are gonna see us with that power, man. So these nations ain't gonna fucking rebel, man. They're gonna be beaten into submission. Because that's what them 1,000 years are gonna be. A 1,000 years of beating their ass. To let them know this is how life is supposed to be, man.
That's right.
And after them 1,000 years, they're gonna go back to the lands, be tributaries, and they're gonna be able to enjoy the fruits of the kingdom. But after the 1,000 years, Esau red ass, according to Obadiah 1:18, all right, they're gonna be gathered up in the pit and done away with, man. All right, and that's just the way the story goes, man.
That's right.
All right. So this is what we got to look forward to. We know, like I said, man, we got great things that await us, man. So why the hell would you fall out, man? Why would you get weak? Why would you lose the faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, knowing that these things are promised to us, man?
If you find yourself at that point, you need to pray.
Psalms
Pray to the
51:11, man.
Use your faith.
Psalms 51:11. Hey, please take not thy Holy Spirit from us, man. Hey, this is the wrong time to be getting weak, man. Got anything else?
Man, we're too close to be fumbling at the goal line, man.
Come on now.
Tighten up.
Tazwan, you got something else?
La.
All right, so with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. We're going to close it out. We want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation unto the elect. Until next time, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.